Hello, everyone, and thank you for tuning in. Ed here with another episode of the Media Buff Guys, the podcast about anything and everything media related. With me again is the whole crew. Once again, Matt and Omar and the ladies. Say hello, everyone.
Hi.
Hello, everyone.
Shut the fuck up, Omar.
No, they want to hear my voice. That's why I'm here, right? Good evening. How we doing? Everybody's staying safe, right?
Did you folks miss that? Tell us honestly in the comments.
I mean, I could go away for another few months if you
Yeah.
want.
What bothers me, he looks at me every time he does this.
That's because that's how
You
my,
like
my
it.
head turns.
He's P. Diddying you.
Where's the baby oil?
Oh my God.
I need
Too
an
soon.
adult. I need
Too
an
soon.
adult. I need an adult.
I am an adult.
All right,
No, you are not.
Let's get it started. Now, before we begin the episode, a quick word from our affiliate, Mauno. Mauno has a plethora of microphones, whether you're looking to do your own podcast or you're a musician or you just want some stuff to make you sound cool when you do a voiceover. They also have interface products that will connect to either your phone, computer, even just lapel mics that can slap on, do little one-on-one interviews, what have you. They sell in over 150 countries, and if you use code word, you can get 10% off your first purchase. So check them out. Affiliate link in the description below. So for this episode, it's been quite a bit coming because everybody's already kind of done it. So we're going to finally do our review on Beetlejuice. Don't say it a third time.
Beetlejuice,
Oh,
Beetlejuice.
don't you bring him in right now.
It's showtime.
It's showtime. I hope you like Italian. So it's gonna be kind of a brief review and I know that you guys don't want to do it, but let's do a brief comparison to the original one, see how it compares to that one, and then we'll just go from there. So first and foremost, Matt, you watched the movie. You literally just watched the movie. Why don't you do a quick synopsis of it real quick?
Okay, well,
A quick
synopsis. Okay, so what a synopsis or a quick
Nothing is quick with
summary.
Matt.
Right?
You know
There
it.
you go.
Anyways, back to what I was saying. So in the sequel here, Winona Ryder's character,
Lydia.
Lydian,
Lydia
Uh,
Dietz.
Lydia Dietz, is now a paranormal psychic.
Yeah, she has her own TV
She
show.
has her own TV show and everything.
She's Maury.
She is Maury for Ghost.
And then we have Jenna Ortega portraying her daughter, which I forgot her name.
Astrid.
Astrid, that's what it was.
If you don't know, Astrid is that little tiny star that you put on
That's
something.
an asterisk.
I know that.
That's asterisk.
I know that.
And shut up. See, this is why all my shit takes too long. Y'all keep interrupting me, motherfuckers. Anyways,
Keep going.
Astrid, who doesn't have a great relationship with her mom because her mom is like freaking out about the events. She's like, cuckoo about the first, her first run-in with Beetlejuice and shit.
Mhm.
And then what's the mom's name again? Doris.
So,
Delia.
Delia.
Yeah.
And she's a stepmom.
Yeah, she's the stepmom.
She
Yeah.
is the stepmom,
Yeah.
but she's actually really cool. She
Catherine O'Hara.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Catherine O'Hara. She comes back.
Catherine O'Hara.
Yeah,
So
reprising her role.
pretty much, Grandpa dies.
Charles, yeah.
Charles dies, and
Eaten
so
by a shark.
She eaten by a shark.
It's
Which,
chomped on.
Going to a bird watching retreat.
They did such a great way of doing it too. Like, so he's in the movie, but he's not in the movie,
Yeah.
and we'll get in on that.
but he dies, and so they all go back to the old house to hold the funeral,
Mhm.
and that's the plot of the movie.
Basically,
pretty
that's
much.
where the whole starts.
That's where it all starts. Now let's get into the nitty gritties, and I guess I'll keep talking.
Well, let me finish the synopsis. So basically, the entire rest of the film, Beetlejuice is trying to cross over again because I guess his ex-wife is trying to come back. Came back and is
he
trying to
wants
kill
to
him.
be with.
But the reason he's reaching out to Lydia is because of his
This was
ex-wife.
before that, though.
No.
Yes.
My goodness.
So basically, that's one of the reasons he's trying to cross over because she's after him.
You
He's
remember like the first 2 minutes of the movie where she's having her show and Beetlejuice appears in the stands?
no, that's the gist of it. But main reason he wants to get out is because she's trying to kill him.
but he doesn't find that out until after.
Yeah, the middle of the movie. Yeah.
yeah. But
He's been in love with Lydia since the first movie. He even said in the movie that he pops in and out to check up on her.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like his whole reason trying to like
Yeah,
to
but
cross over to get away from his ex-wife is
Well, that's expedited because of that. So he's popping in and out, but the reason it gets expedited and he wants to get out is because of her. She's a ghost that can kill ghosts, apparently.
oh, she's a soul sucker.
A soul sucker.
Yeah, he doesn't find this out until halfway through the movie.
Yeah, and basically the entirety of the movie is just that. Is him trying to cross over, but there's a twist. Unfortunately, Lydia gets taken to the other side and tricked because I guess she wants to see her father,
Astrid.
Astrid.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then it's up to Lydia to save her. So they basically do that with the help of Beetlejuice, actually.
Mm-hmm.
The BJ man.
That's gross.
Yeah, that is gross. Why don't you go ahead and kind of like break it down, and why don't you guys break it down and tell us what you thought of the film? Like,
Lame.
as the film. We're not doing the comparison yet. What would you think of the film?
That's the film.
It was amazing. I loved it.
I loved it. I loved it a lot. I was thoroughly entertained by it the entire time. I loved Delia. She's
always
Alright.
awesome.
She's always random.
she's always great, but like this was
Her
even,
insane rants.
Mm-hmm.
more because this time she wasn't like they weren't necessarily like the she wasn't necessarily like the bad guy in the first
I wouldn't have
movie
called her a bad guy in the
either.
first one.
No, but like, you know what I mean? Like, she kind of wasn't really supposed to be like your favorite necessarily because she's coming in and she's messing with their house, right?
Mm-hmm.
They just spent their whole lives like whatever. So, but this time, like, there's nothing like she's not doing anything negative. You know what I mean?
She's just
not
being
having a
herself.
seance.
She's living her life
So you can just enjoy her character to like the
Mhm.
fullest
of her kookiness. Yeah.
that she is, and I love it.
She's actually shown to be supportive of both Lydia and Astrid.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was definitely refreshing just to see her be herself with no
Mhm.
restraint.
Yes.
Because
Exactly.
in the other one, Charles was kind of her restraint,
Yeah.
Yes.
and he kind of kept her a little grounded.
'Cause, yeah, he was the more normal one
Mm.
out of the whole.
He was the only
Yes,
normal
yeah.
one of the bunch.
Well, he just wanted to relax.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
was
he
like,
wanted to relax.
Yep.
yeah,
Yeah, because in the original, wasn't the whole point of them moving to that quaint little
yeah.
town? was
He had a
for
bit
him-
of a nervous breakdown. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. You got any more to add, Lane?
I mean, I know there's a lot of gripes about like certain characters and where it went or didn't go with it.
Mm-hmm.
I can agree to some extent, but I just kind of really went in with like an open mind,
Mhm.
and I definitely felt like it was not just like one single movie, but like a couple episodes pieced together to be a movie. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
Mhm.
I know
Like,
what you
it
mean.
made like a series, like the cartoon series.
Mhm.
Like,
Yeah,
Yes.
it
I was
felt
gonna
like
say it
was-
reminds me like of a long episode of the cartoon series.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yeah, because in the cartoon series, that's what they did. They just did random things. They were
Mhm.
just one-off stories that like didn't really go anywhere because you only had like 20 minutes to tell it.
Yes.
And it was a lot of running around in the underworld,
Mhm.
doing a bunch of weird stuff and a bunch of different scenes and seeing different characters, which
Yeah.
I think they did a good job of showing us even more characters than they did the first time.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Willem
Um,
Dafoe as Wolf Jackson, fantastic casting right there.
So great, yeah.
Bob was
Yes.
the
And
best
then-
actor in that whole movie.
Remember,
and then
gotta
just-
keep it real.
Uh-huh.
And then even just like his assistant that just kept bringing
Giving him coffee.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and
Jane.
reminding him that
Yeah.
he's an actor. That was just so fucking funny.
Yeah, Jane was
Like,
funny in that one. And that's
So
Amy
good.
Natal. I forget her. How do you pronounce it?
Yeah, but it just had its great moments, and you know, like you know, his wife was there, and she was just kind of stomped around. But I felt like she was kind of like our way of being able to see more of the underworld and a few more extra
Yes.
characters that we wouldn't have been able to see if they didn't.
Oh, Beetlejuice's wife, right? Monica Bellucci.
Yeah, Dolores.
Dolores, yeah, Dolores.
Plus, she gave me very much like Sally Ragdoll vibes.
Yeah, same
Yes.
here.
Together.
With a bit of
So that's
Morticia.
why,
Yes. She
yeah,
had
it
the
was
figure
like
for
a
it.
Sally Morticia character kind of thing.
Yeah,
going
mashed
on
together.
there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I wish they could have done more with her, but
Yeah.
you know, there's a pretty good chance that if they do a third movie, which it seems like they might even,
Mhm.
that they'll probably bring they
Mhm.
could bring her back.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I I really was worried that it was going to focus on Jenna Ortega's character Astrid.
Mhm.
I was really worried it was going to focus on her, but it was a movie about Lydia
Mhm. It was.
and Beetlejuice, and I really
Mhm.
liked that.
Yeah.
I loved the fucking Soul Train. I
That
loved
part
the
was
Soul
great.
Train. It was so fucking funny, and I was like, "Ah, yes, thank goodness!" Like,
Mm-hmm.
and there was just so many things about it that I liked so much.
Mhm.
Yeah, I loved it. I thought it was fun. I thought it was really fun. I wasn't disappointed at all.
Mm-mm.
But
Okay.
I mean, I can keep going, or someone else can
No,
also input.
Matt, why don't you put in your 2 cents now?
Okay.
What was your thought about it?
I thought it was good, and like for the runtime, like it was
Mhm.
entertaining for its runtime. But also, I like how they use the Beetlejuice had a little screen time, like he did in the first one.
I think it was like
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I think it was like a 17 minutes total screen time of Beetlejuice throughout
and
the whole movie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and like the first
Yeah.
one, and like it was either about the same or maybe a little bit more.
Yeah, and the
and
movie's
this
what,
one,
I think
2
it might
hours?
have only been
Yeah.
a minute
And-
more.
And the thing I like about that is that like he's such a popular character, like
Mhm.
you know, so and like for the like to have him in it too much would probably ruin the movie. Just like how like when you like watch the Hellraiser movies, like the less that Pinhead is in front of the camera, the better the movie is because it just gives the character so much more atmosphere and like mystery to them
Mhm.
instead of just having them in front of the camera the whole time.
Yeah.
So, but also like one thing I really like too is the stepmom's blinking on her name again.
Lydia.
Not Lydia.
Delia.
Delia.
Like I like her character development in this movie. It's like, yeah, she's like out there being herself with like no restraint, but what really drew me to her was when they were back at the old house and like when Beetlejuice was brought up, she didn't deny it because she was a part of what happened,
Mhm.
but also at the same time, she wasn't like overly like, oh no, what the fuck are we gonna do? No, she goes upstairs, locks the fucking attic door, and it's like, we're gonna be okay, right? Like,
She kind of stole the show.
yeah, like
show.
she like
Yeah.
so like she had really good character development.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
Catherine Harrow's great.
yeah. So like it's like. That was probably my favorite part about the movie is that like she wasn't denying anything because she experienced it, but also she's like, you know what, I'd rather not dwell on this drama.
It's like
I
got
have
my own
things
shit
to do. Yeah.
exactly.
She was like, "You go deal with him. I got stuff to do."
yeah.
Mhm.
Yes.
What about you, Omar? What's your take
I
on this?
wasn't done,
Oh, you weren't done. My
motherfucker.
bad. I thought you were.
Yeah. And then speaking of Lydia, like she had pretty good character development from the first one as well. This like dives more deep into her like her being able to see ghosts and shit
Mhm.
like that, and like her relationship with her daughter and like her popularity putting a strain on that. But there is one thing I did not like about the movie,
Go ahead.
and that is Teslas are not gothic. Why would you put a Tesla in the movie?
Who the hell was driving a Tesla?
A ghost.
That was their car that they were driving.
That wasn't a Tesla.
Yes,
No.
it was. The black car that was a Tesla.
I don't know. I don't remember, but
I
okay. If
remember.
that's
I
your
just saw the movie. Not
if
too
that's
long
your
ago.
only gripe, then that's pretty good.
But there is one other thing I wish would happen because Danny Elfman, like, he always works with Tim Burton, and I would like to hear some like Oingo Boingo music in the movies.
Okay.
Like, I think Dead Man's Party would have fit perfectly somewhere in that movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it would have.
And so, like, but I don't know if Danny Elfman owns any of the Oingo Boingo rights or anything like
You
that.
can pay for them, just to use it for
He
the movie.
was the front man for the band, though,
Mhm.
and he wrote a lot of those songs.
That's true. So he could have what's the usage rights? Yeah.
Mhm.
Is that it? All right.
I think maybe more later.
All right. Jen, why don't you kind of give your take on what you thought of the film?
You
What
just
I thought
skipped
about it?
over Omar.
I'm gonna get to him. He's deep in thought right now.
Yeah.
He's looking at porn.
I'm deep in your mom right now.
No, I thought, in my personal opinion, I thought it was okay. It
Mhm.
wasn't the greatest movie out there, but it wasn't also like terrible.
Mm-hmm.
Seeing how other movies I've seen are a little worse than
Especially
that.
sequels. Yeah.
Yeah, but this wasn't too bad. This definitely reminded me, like I said, of the cartoon.
Mhm.
Blaine said it did remind me of like a long episode because I had forgotten how much stuff was happening in one episode. It had like little side stories here and there,
Mhm.
and the movie did just that.
Mhm.
The side stories to everybody, but it also gave good character development for like William Dafoe's character.
Mhm.
Catherine O'Hara, obviously, I loved her as well
Mhm.
because we do get to see more of her, and it feels like and then I like the part where she just keeps telling Lydia, well, you used to be like that with me, your daughter's acting just so it's karma.
That is true. Yeah, that's karma.
But yeah, so I like that dynamic that they can joke about it now, and still have a
Mhm.
good relationship.
Now you know what I had to go through with you.
Yeah.
Oh, don't
And
worry.
that's
I liked you
exactly-
before you got famous.
What are you gonna say?
It-
What else
It
are you gonna
makes
say?
both of their characters very relatable, which I liked.
Oh yeah.
And I like I also enjoyed how they explain how Beetlejuice became Beetlejuice.
Mm-hmm.
Like his little,
The little
Yeah,
origin
it-
story.
Yeah.
That was done in Spanish.
It was Italian.
Yeah.
It was
No,
Italian.
Italian. I love that.
Same difference. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, like
Potato,
I just like
potato.
the way they gave an explanation with having
Mhm.
like not too much, time
Exposition,
to do it,
yeah.
like just like quick to the point.
Yeah.
And
He fell for a woman and got burnt.
Big
the
time.
the only thing that I really didn't like was I think that the dancing scene between Beetlejuice and Lydia
Oh, at the
was-
end.
The musical number.
yeah,
Yeah.
it seemed like
It
they
dragged
ran
on.
out of steam towards
Mhm.
the end. Like they had to it was pretty much kind of filler for me. It felt
Yeah.
Yeah,
so.
wasn't
I think that is the only thing that I have. is
It
that
didn't even
everything
stand
that-
out. Like it was kind of.
Yeah,
I
like
was
it
a
dragged
one-off.
on. Like it felt like it just dragged on.
but they had the dance sequence in the first movie, and
Yeah,
I just want to say, wasn't that one like shorter?
Yeah, it was
yeah,
shorter.
and
Yeah.
then they were trying to replicate that in
Yeah,
this one.
was like 5 minutes
Yeah, but
long.
this one,
Like,
yeah, but
Yeah.
this one felt like it just dragged on. It
Mhm.
wasn't like sweet and short to what they did in the first one.
Mhm.
If they had done that, then like I would have no,
or maybe leave it at the end of the film, like they did with the other one.
yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just felt like that scene felt like it just dragged on. Like it started having issues of
Mhm.
pacing like towards the end.
Yeah, the pacing was a little out there. What about you, Omar? What's your take on the film?
Well, I mean, again, I liked it. It went really well with the original
Mm-hmm.
because, like, basically, people should not expect this to be like an Oscar winning film or anything
No.
like that. Don't expect it to win any awards, maybe aside from practical effects and like just character design and whatnot. But I like how whimsical and just like random the freaking underworld is, and that we got a chance to see more of it. Rather than
That was cool.
yeah, rather than just seeing bits and pieces of it and just random shit here and there, with like that freaking secretary one with the spear through her neck.
Yeah.
I like that they had the waiting room again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The waiting and then with
the
the
new patient
Yeah.
in
Yup.
the waiting room. The cat lady whose cat was eating
Yeah.
her.
I'm more of a dog person myself.
Yeah.
And of course, they brought back the model and giving Michael Keaton an F-bomb like he did. They gave him in the first one. Granted, they gave him 2 in this one, but the other one was censored.
Yeah,
which is hilarious.
that's fucking model.
But I think when they didn't bleep the F-bomb, I was like the perfect place for it.
Yeah, that's why when like I don't know, like just especially because they've used it in the trailer, the bleep one, that was perfect.
Yeah.
But no, yeah, it's again, it's true to the Tim Burton vision.
Yeah.
True to the original, especially with the music. I would agree with Janet. The musical number at the end was a little like
Dragged on.
Yeah, what song were they even singing?
I don't remember. Honestly, like I kind of stopped watching during that part.
Cake in the Rain or some shit.
Cake in the Rain, yeah.
It's like an old song from like
but it
50s
just
or
didn't feel like it fit with the movie.
It really didn't, because like the musical number in the original one, the reason why it fit is because it was out of nowhere.
Exactly, yeah.
No one expected it, and then it ended with like a horror scene with the freaking shrimp grabbing their faces.
Yeah, exactly.
But
it should have been in that same vein.
Exactly.
I think it's kind of like I think that like this is where where we start seeing like some of the issues with Tim Burton himself. Like he's done all this shit in the past before, and it made sense then.
Yeah.
And now he's like,
I think he tried to do it again.
He's like
The
trying
thing
to
is,
recycle.
Tim Burton, he himself has said that he's not a fan of making sequels, so a lot of his movies are very standalone.
So maybe kind of phoned it in a little bit.
Like in my opinion, the only time that he made a sequel that was better than the original was Batman Returns.
That's true. Yeah, I'll give you that.
Yeah, because the Alice in Wonderland movies were.
Oh God, no.
And Wonka was.
Well, that's not a sequel though.
Yeah.
I'm talking about movies that he made sequels to.
Yeah, but still, that movie's bad.
It was bad.
And what made it bad was all the stuff we've seen Tim Burton do from beforehand.
It's an acquired. I liked it. I liked how weird and random it was, because again, it's Tim Burton's vision, and then how can you normalize Chocolate Factory with Oompa Loompas?
That's true.
Well.
But we're
way,
off. We're off track with Beetlejuice.
Finish your thought, Matt. Omar.
And like I said earlier, it reminded me like a really long episode of the cartoon series, because in the cartoon series, Beetlejuice and Lydia were buddies, and they would go on to random adventures.
They were, yeah. It was fun. It's a good show.
Yeah,
Definitely
it really
check
is.
It out,
yeah, and it just kind of fits the theme, or it fits like that model style
that they were going for.
But also like that they had throwbacks to like the original movie.
The original one, yeah.
Yes.
And even Easter eggs to other of his work as well.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if you guys saw that there was at least one that I noticed right away. The tree that one kid at the tree house is in, that tree model was used in Sleepy Hollow for the main tree. And that red bridge thing that they cross was used in the original, but was also used in Sleepy Hollow.
Okay. So
and then
he reused a lot of props from them.
Yeah, and then they reused it again in Beetlejuice. And one of the things that Tim Burton is known doing in a lot of his movies, he uses a lot of black and white, and like checkered patterns or stripes in a lot of his stuff. So you see that all over in the original Beetlejuice, especially with his outfit. You see that in the floor tiles of the underworld in the second one. And then going back to Sleepy Hollow, Katrina in the final scene, she wears a black and white striped dress.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
But yeah, and then as Matt said, it would have been amazing to have an Oingo Boingo song. I think an Oingo Boingo song would probably fit better than that final song.
At that final number, yeah. Especially because it would have been, if it's something out of left field, like.
Yes.
But I do like that they expand the universe a little bit by adding these new characters. And if he wanted to, he could make a mini series with just these characters alone. And
you could do one with Willem Dafoe,
yes,
where he's just because he's like the director of who comes in and out. So just do a mini series with him in it, like an 8 episode series. That would be funny.
He's a detective. He's an actor.
Like he's solving crimes in the underworld.
Yes.
But he's an actor.
Remember, gotta keep it real.
Gotta keep it real.
You know why I did my own stunts?
Yes.
Authenticity.
I love it.
Yes.
So good.
But still, one of the biggest things that I really did enjoy was that they continue to use practical effects.
Yes.
Like
you gotta love
if
that.
it wasn't practical effects, it was claymation. There was only maybe like a couple scenes here and there where it was digital. But that's fine. Obviously, you can't get away with practical effects for everything. But the sandworms were still claymation, which was amazing. The freaking just everything like the
Even the practical effects of Beetlejuice when he's gutting himself,
Mhm.
that was practical effects, not
Yep.
CGI.
that
Very cool.
baby Beetlejuice.
The
was
baby
Oh
Beetlejuice.
my God.
Nightmare fuel right there, dude.
Yeah, I want it.
That made Chucky look tame.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lug man, just like his old man.
Yeah, man. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Hey, did you guys enjoy that Danny DeVito cameo?
Yeah,
yeah.
yes. As soon as I saw him from the
Great.
back, I'm like, "Yep, that's Danny DeVito."
Yeah. Yeah. He even though he was only in there for a brief moment because Dolores kills him or sucks him.
Sucks him dry.
It was really cool to see him.
Yep. And too bad Beetlejuice didn't reunite with him for like even 2 seconds.
That would have been cool. They could have done like a Batman
Reference,
reference,
yep.
dude. Just like, hey, you look like a penguin, or you're blue like a penguin, or
Like
something like, that.
you move like a penguin
That
because
would've been
he was
cool.
still doing the.
And Danny DeVito could have said something like, "You
You're
look like
crazy
a
like
billionaire.
that."
Yeah, you're crazy like a bat, or you look like a sad billionaire playboy."
Something like.
Something like that. I feel like they missed their opportunity for that.
Yeah.
Like having them together again, that would have been awesome.
I did just recently see that they did have an alternate ending that was
I
scrapped,
saw that too. Yeah.
that had the Maitlands in
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Barbara and Dave, right?
something like that. Yeah.
Is it Dave? Oh no, Adam.
Adam.
Barbara and Adam. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Alec Baldwin and Gina.
Mm.
Yeah, I had seen that as well. I kind of want to see what it would have looked like. I feel like it would have been a good homage to the first one, and then just show people that they're fine, you know, because they do briefly mention it that they found a loophole and they were able to cross over.
Mm-hmm.
I want to know what that was, and for the record, I feel like that might have been a good story helping them cross over. I feel like if they had gone with that story, it would have been good. My take the same, you know, I wasn't expecting it to be the best. Like I went there with like a half glass, half full. It wasn't horrible. The main issue was the pacing, and I feel like Dolores' story maybe they could have done without it, or maybe they could have somehow tied it in with Jeremy's story, because I don't know if you guys remember, Lydia gets suckered in by that guy who's the ghost of murder. Astrid,
the daughter.
and I feel like if they had made that the main story and then have Beetlejuice help Lydia get Astrid back, I feel like that would have been a better story, because Dolores, as much as I liked her, they underused her. They didn't properly use her.
But now that you have brought it up, that whole story for Jeremy kind of felt last minute when you think about it.
It did feel
because
last minute.
It came out of like left field. You know,
well, they needed a reason.
They
needed a reason for Astrid to be in the underworld.
No, but if you've listened to or if you paid attention to the beginning of the movie, you see that Astrid doesn't believe her.
I know she can't see ghosts
because she can't see her dad.
But like, I mean,
but she doesn't know that she has that power until later on, which makes
sense.
That's why I enjoyed the Jeremy story, because then you can, she's got Lydia's ability, and now she's starting to believe because she's the one going through it.
Exactly.
But she didn't know that Jeremy was a ghost. Like,
exactly. That was the whole point.
I kind of figured it out.
It was a good red herring, by the way.
I kind of figured it out like during within after the first time she talked to him. Like, that dude's fucking dead. But like, I felt like in order to bring her ability and talk about it, they could have written it in better, in my opinion.
I did like that they explored more on her ability, and one of the main gripes Astrid had with Lydia was the fact that she couldn't see her dad, and she kept bugging her about it. And Lydia herself couldn't explain why she couldn't see.
Yeah, I wanted an explanation. I mean, spoilers, obviously. Her dad does appear in the movie,
and he's a civil servant. So it makes me wonder: did he kill himself? Because remember, back in the first one, the joke joke.
No, he died by piranhas.
No, I know. I'm just saying, like, because Otho had made a joke. You know that the people who kill themselves become civil servants in the afterlife. So my question was like, wait, so did piranhas actually kill her, or did he throw himself in there so they could kill? Because going back to that joke Otho had made, and I like the fact that he had piranhas stuck on him.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, I think the one annoyance I had in the entire film, besides the pacing, was Justin Theroux's character Rory.
He was supposed to be an Otho stand-in because the actor who played Otho passed away.
No, I remember. I'm just saying, like, I feel like they could have still kept the story the same without him, or maybe even bring somebody else, not as enigmatic, I guess.
He was annoying.
He was trying to be Otho, and I'm like, dude, be another character. Like, be the guy that wants to marry Lydia. Obviously, it was for the money, but maybe tone it down, whatever it is they were telling him the direction to go with. Because Justin Theroux's a good actor. He's funny. And he could be a very serious actor if he needs to. I feel like they had done a little more seriousness with him. It would have been a little bit better. You could have even done it so maybe do it as a red herring to wondering what's the deal with this guy? Why is he so interested in Lydia? Mm-hmm. And I feel like that would have been better character for him. But yeah, his character was annoying. Everything else was fine. I mean, again, for me, Catherine O'Hara kind of stole the show. Just her insane kookiness and just how she ends up dying.
The ass.
The freaking snakes. Even though she's like, they're defanged. You can't defang a snake.
Yeah, you can.
No, you can, but obviously they didn't do that.
Yeah.
But other than that, yeah, it wasn't great, but it wasn't horrible. It's definitely a worth watch.
It's a good popcorn film.
Mm-hmm. It is a good popcorn film. Like, I feel like if we had gone together, we probably would have been like joking around about it a lot.
Yes.
I like
because it's a film not to take seriously. It's just for
yeah,
exactly. That's why.
Enjoy.
But like one of my favorite props of the movie is that the headstone was a shark fin.
Yeah, that was.
Oh yeah, for Charles.
It said husband, father, bird watcher.
I like the fact that they had him, even though the actor is gone. They still had him.
He has legal issues.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought he died too.
No, he's still alive. He just
Jeffrey Jones is still alive.
Yes.
Why did dude? I could have sworn somebody said he was dead.
Oh,
no,
okay.
he's still alive. He just has legal battles.
Oh, that's too bad.
Yeah,
But I like that
very bad legal stuff.
I like that they had him in the film, even though he wasn't in the film, because he gets his head chopped off. And I like that they expanded on his bird watching thing, because in the first one, he was a bird watcher. He turned into a bird watcher.
But like the best part of that whole sequence, I loved how they did it in a claymation fashion.
Yes.
So they got graphic with it. You see the shark come up and bite his head
No,
off.
but that was a great way to show him without showing him, and then tell what happened to him without showing how it happened.
Another funny thing is that when Charles was in the waiting room, he meets a guy,
a surfer, and he's missing
his lower half, and his surfboard's missing the lower half. It's like they both died by shark attack, essentially.
Gnarly,
and he's like Hank 10 or
Hank 10, yeah.
He's like, bro.
Yeah. And he's like, the entire time he's like, look, whoa.
Sorry.
What happened?
My thingy helped.
Okay, there we go. And also, I like the fact that the entire time he's in the underworld, he's looking for Delia, because I guess he just doesn't realize that he's dead, and it takes Delia to die for him to realize that he's dead, and then they meet together and they go off on the Soul Train. By the way, that musical segment was great. If they had just kept that would have been fine.
One thing that I actually do want to add is that the Delia and Charles' relationship, like in the first movie, they're like, yeah, sure, they're head over heels, but they're also just like a typical
married couple.
He wants to do his own thing, she wants to do his own thing, but in this one you see that they were like very like
much in love. Yeah
to the point where she freaking was trying to pray to the goddamn gods to make sure that his soul reaches the afterlife or like a safe passage. And then their reunion, like she's the devoted wife while being still kooky, and then he's a devoted husband while still being
it's a crazy relationship, but hey, it works.
Opposites attract.
What? Who was it that said? Oh yeah. She's like, oh, wasn't Astra? She's like, oh, what did Grandpa ever do to you? And then her response was, he bought this house without telling me. That's like the only negative thing against him.
I forgot about that. Yeah. I mean, again, it's not a horrible movie. It's definitely worth the watch.
It's a good family film. Or not family film, but...
No, it's not. Never mind. I was going to say
but it's a good film to watch with people, just to relax and just freaking...
Laugh.
Laugh,
it's
ignore
just
the day.
Funny.
Yeah.
So funny. Delia's so funny.
She stole the show, dude. Like, if they had gotten rid of everybody else and just had her in it, I think I would have still liked it.
They're trying to find a perfect primal scream.
Yeah. No, imagine her and Beetlejuice together.
Right?
Oh my god, I was just gonna say that. Her and Beetlejuice in the underworld just trying to find fucking
Charles. Dude, that would have been a good story.
No, like just make that into like a mini series, like episode clips, web clips, how they used to do back in the day.
Exactly. Either way, I mean, it was
like a six episode.
Yeah.
I'll take a 6 episode mini.
Well, at the same time, Beetlejuice still avoiding Dolores.
Right.
I'll take it. I'll take it.
One thing I also wanted to add, I like the fact that they also did expand on Lydia's abilities, that she inherited them from her mom. Jen and I were saying this. What if they tie in
Lydia or Astrid?
Lydia, her abilities, because Astrid asked her, how do you even get these abilities? She said, I got that from my mom. What if they tie in the Addams family with this? Somebody knocking?
No.
What if they tie in the Addams family and it turns out that maybe Morticia was related to her, or maybe she's a descendant from her, and that's how she got those abilities? Because Morticia herself is somebody with, kooky abilities. We don't really know them, but she's obviously somebody who's into the supernatural, and having Lydia maybe inherit something like that, because she says she inherited it from her mom. And they just mentioned this, the one time they only mentioned the grandma, so I think it'd be cool to expand on that one in the next film.
Maybe.
I mean, we'll see. Hopefully they don't wait another 30 years, because they took their sweet time for this one.
I think trying to incorporate the Addams family into this, I like them. I like them in their own universe.
Yes.
There's way too many crossovers. We don't need another one.
True.
We need all the crossovers. What are you talking about?
Yeah,
God damn it,
it's the
no.
expanded universe. All right, Marvel did this, so we gotta do
No,
it too.
we don't. Like, fuck Marvel.
Now, one quick thing I want to do as well is just like, what's your comparison to the original one? Like, how would you compare it to the original one?
I don't think you can really compare it to the original one because it's a sequel. It's not. It's not a reboot. It's not a remake. So you can't really compare the first and second film.
I agree.
Like it just comes down to that, because a sequel is a continuation of the story itself. You're not like trying to make another copy of that story and see which one is better.
All right. What about you, Lane? How would you, if you could, what would you compare it to the other one? To the first one?
I wouldn't. I think they're very different. I like that one of the things you said is you don't like that the original two characters weren't in it, but I kind of think it would have been hard to have them in it, because how are we going to make them look like...
Barbara and Adam.
Yeah. They were saying that the de-aging technology was not like...
Still not up to par. It would have looked like Tron.
It would have looked bad.
Yeah.
So...
It would have been Tron all over again. What about you, Jen? Like, how would you compare it to the first one? Or would you compare it to the first one?
No.
No.
Because they have very... the first one set the tone, and the second one, like by the time we got the second one, we had already had the show,
That's true.
The animated show, and the animated the second one is a lot like the animated show. So there's no way for me to compare it. It's like they're their own separate thing, in my opinion.
All right. What about you, Omar?
Yeah, same thing. Like the first movie, no one knew what to expect with the first movie.
That's true. Yeah.
So you really
they were expecting it to be a flop.
Yeah. But when it came out, like the visuals and all that was just completely out of left field, that they didn't know what to think. But at the same time, they're just mystified and amazed. And with the second one, everyone knew what to expect, because they know Tim Burton's style by now. They know how funny and charismatic Mike Keaton is.
Yeah.
So we already knew what to expect. So it's not like we were desensitized. It was more like, they're just gonna do their thing, and it's gonna we were all met with our expectations.
Oh yeah, I think that's why we all went into it half cocked with the film when we went to watch the film. We weren't expecting anything fantastic, but we also weren't expecting a letdown.
Not everything can be Lord of the Rings, so.
Yeah, like I said, I'm not expecting this movie to win any awards, maybe aside from special effects and all the makeup and all that, but.
It'll probably get an award for musical score because
Danny Elfman.
Yeah, it's Elfman. It's like a default win.
If anything though, it should get praise for its props and its makeup, visuals.
The fact that it stuck with some of the original mechanics and ways to film.
Another good thing about it is that it's its own thing too. Well, yeah, it's a sequel, but it's still its own thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah, that seems to be it. Anybody have any final thoughts?
What about you, Ed? Do you think you could compare the two?
The only thing I would compare to one to the other is just Keaton's performance. In the first one, he was just like over the top, insane, like so kooky but so awesome at the same time. I feel like in this one, he toned it down a little bit. Not so much to the point where it wasn't him anymore, but I would have been okay seeing him go as ecstatic as in the first one. You know, swearing, yelling like crazy. There was a couple of scenes where he did kind of do that, but I felt like he was trying to be a little more morbid this time around. Mm-hmm. But it was still crazy. I mean, it's Keaton, you know, like in a lot of people's eyes, the man can do no wrong. But that would be my only. Mr. Mom. Yeah, it is Mr. Mom. You want to get nuts? But that would have been my only comparison. Other than that, I mean, again, to me, Delia stole the show. Like, I would have just watched her for an hour and a half. Yeah. If you don't let me gut out this house and let me decorate it, I will go inside. I will bring you with me. Just love Catherine O'Hara.
She had so many good scenes.
Dude, so good, man. Like
she showed up at the school.
I started just yelling at Astrid.
Yeah.
Oh man,
your mommy is without a daddy, and I am without.
Oh man.
Or when like she's like outside, and then like Lydia comes out, she's making her crazy sounds. Like,
yes.
Oh, Moose is gonna attack me. Or when she's like, "Oh, your father has left me." She's like, "Well, you're getting divorced." What a horrible idea!
No, the one scene that I liked the most with her was after the funeral. The priest comes up and saying this random fucking shit, and she just looks at him straight. What? And the funny thing is, like, right when I saw that movie, I was like, after he finished speaking, I'm like, what? And then 2 seconds later, she didn't even move her face or anything. It was just like a quick what?
Like, man, honestly, I felt like that
was on the sauce, though.
I felt like that wasn't even like her act. Honestly, I don't think Catherine O'Hara acts. I think that is Catherine O'Hara, like in every aspect. Because in Home Alone, she was a toned out version of that, but she was like that. Yeah.
She's like the best in Schitt's Creek.
You know, yeah. I was gonna say I wouldn't be surprised if they let her ad lib of several of her scenes.
Oh, you know she did. You know
yeah.
She did. And can we just point out the fact that the homegirl is 70? She's 70, and she's still putting in the work like that, outshining these girls.
So great.
Yeah, but yeah, that's our take on the movie, folks. You guys have any closing thoughts?
Just go see it and enjoy it. It's just so fun.
The first one's on HBO Max.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, do a double feature Halloween. If you can. You know.
Yes.
I feel like they had done that in the theaters. It would have been more reason to go watch it.
Yeah.
Like I would have done that. I would have done the double feature. Cool. Yeah. But yeah, that's our take on it, folks. As always, thank you for tuning in. Please remember to hit that like button and subscribe. If you're on Spotify, give us a follow. Hit us up on Instagram. We have our own page now. You can slip into our DMs. We promise we won't be weird about it. I mean, we'll be a little weird about it.
Matt, stop being weird. Matt, don't touch me there. That's my no square. Don't, Matt. No.
But again, thanks.
This coming from the guy with the creepy ass voice at the beginning of every episode.
Hey! I haven't heard anyone else complain but you. All right.
Because you stare at me every fucking time. It's unnerving.
Technically, Matthew, I'm looking at Ed's red bag in the corner of the office right there.
That's the focal point. But again, thanks again for tuning in, folks. We will talk to you next time. Everybody say bye.
Bye.
Get me out of this hell.
Have a good night, everyone.
Toodles.
Sweet dreams.
Toodles.
Adios, muchachos.
Get your shit and get out.